this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for another one of our mass making sessions and we are week 118. So if you've watched my channel, you will know that we are rerunning, and so it's a rerun of week 18, so week 118. And we are making banner paper clips today. So I've bought a whole bunch of different papers and things to use for these, and depending on kind of how the papers are will depend on how I make the paper clips, if that makes sense. So you'll see what I mean as we kind of go through. If you're going to be making along with me, oh, sorry, I'm just moving something off my desk, then all you're going to need is obviously a selection of papers. Now you can use, you know, scrappy little bits of paper. I've got quite a few little scrappy bits of paper here. You can use full sheets, you know, whatever you like. You can use book page, you know, anything at all. You're going to need some glue, and of course you're going to need some paper clips. Now I've pulled in the middle size paper clips, you know, not those really massive giant ones, but these kind of middle ones, and these smaller ones, not those really tiny baby ones, but the kind of, you know, this what I would call a standard size paper clip. So those are my paper clips, and some scissors and maybe an inking tool. I think that's probably it, to be honest. And then of course, you know, if you want to decorate them up, then have some bits to hand ready to decorate them. So I'm going to just kind of demonstrate how, you know, how I would make these. Now I have to say, it goes to show how quickly we kind of change the way we do things, because I obviously, you know, when I come to do these mass makes, I have to kind of watch a bit from last year to kind of just, or, you know, maybe even the year before, to refresh my memory of what I did or how I did it. So the paper clips, now the ones that I did last time, I mean, you can kind of vary them, but you could have like a long piece like this, and, you know, cut your banners. Now, the thing is, this is not double-sided, which, you know, not necessarily a problem, but it's just something to kind of bear in mind, that you might want to have double-sided, or you may want to just cut your banner here so you don't actually see kind of what's on the back. And then what you could do is you could make a front banner. So I will make a couple of different designs so that you see, you know, hopefully what I'm talking about, so that you get, you know, a feel for each. So let's get some book page, so I can actually kind of stop waffling and actually show you guys what I'm talking about. So all I'm going to do is cut my banner first, like that. Now there's all different methods that you can use for cutting your banner. Just use whatever suits you. I mean, I know that lots of people, they do that thing where you kind of cut your center line. So I'll do it this side. Cut your center line, and then you cut your points into that line, and that's fine too. You know, I just kind of mix and match, to be honest. I kind of sometimes do that, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I muck it up completely when I'm doing that. So, you know, just use whatever method you find suits you best. So this is my paper clip. Now, you can probably see it's a bit wider than the paper clip at the moment, or this is my banner. It's a bit wider than the paper clip. So I'm just going to bring it in again and just trim it down a little bit narrower, like that. Okay. And if you don't want kind of like this, where I've got just plain back, you know, plain paper in the background, then, I mean, you've got options. You could obviously, you know, ink it or paint it, or, you know, any of the above, really. Or, of course, you could cover it with some book page. So I'm just going to cover with some book page. So I've just got my glue here, like that. Oops. And, I mean, you really can be very rough with this, because no one's going to see this, you know, the inside of this at all. You're only going to see the kind of external outside of your paper clip. So I'm just going to spread the glue around. You'll be pleased to know that I've replaced my awful Costa card, not before time, it's got to be said. Yeah, so I have now got a different card here. And then just trim it round, you know, as per where you've got your banner shape. You know, and you're not trying to make the front identical to the back. That's not the, you know, that's not the purpose of the exercise. So like that, it's just so you've got something pretty on the front and on the back, if you see what I mean. Because otherwise, you know, you've just got that white paper showing, which is fine. But, you know, you might not necessarily want just white paper. You might prefer to have something more decorative. So you can then get your paper clip and then thread your paper through. Oops. I think this is maybe still too wide, would you believe? Let me just check. Hold on. It's still too wide. I mean, the paper clips, they're surprisingly, you know, much more narrow than you think. Well, much more narrow than I think, obviously. So, yeah. Okay. Now, the other thing is, you may want to consider how thick your paper is. So these, I mean, this is just regular copies, you know, copy weight paper. So they're not going to be very thick and robust, you know, so you might want to have a mixture of different thicknesses as well. Just, you know, just again, so you've got kind of options when you come to actually use them. So then I'm just going to put my glue down and again, put quite a bit up there near the paper clip end. And then just, you know, spread my glue out. And again, I've obviously used way too much glue. But like I always say, I'd much rather use too much than not enough and have it all falling apart, because there's nothing worse than that. So there we go. And that's my paper clip. And then of course you can ink it up and, you know, what have you. So that's that sort of method. So if I just pull in, you know, we'll use the same sheet of paper again, just because that's what I've got here for the moment. So let's pull that in here. Now, for instance, this one, what I could do is just take it down here, like that. And then I'm just going to make it slightly narrower because I suspect it's still too wide for the clip. And then just cut my doobies, my, you know, banner ends. And then what I could do is the same here. So I'm going to just cut my banner ends again. Oops. Like that. Okay, now I'm suspecting that this is still, yeah, probably a little bit wide for the paper clip. So I'm just going to come down slightly more. You know, and of course some people would measure these and things, of course, you know, I prefer to mess about, you know, recutting than actually pulling my tape measure out. So, yeah, for me personally, I'd rather have recutting than measuring. But hey, we're all different, aren't we? So you know, you must do your preference. I'm just going to get rid of that in the bin. And then what you've got is you've got two little banners. So you can put the first one over and then you can glue that one in place like that. And I mean, this is a particularly good method for if your scraps are very small, you know, and you haven't got a long enough piece to obviously thread through and kind of fold it over. This is a good method. And the other thing it's quite nice for is you could obviously then mix and match your papers. So you could have, you know, quite different looks kind of with each of your banner pieces. So, you know, just again, find the method you like best. Sorry, all fingers and thumbs again. You like best, and then just kind of go from there. So for instance, that's my little banner. Now here I've just got a little overlap. Can you see? I'm just going to trim that down so you can't see that at the front. And then all I'm going to do is glue this down here on that front part like that, and then just glue the back part down. I mean, I think quite an advantage of this is because you've then reinforced the bit that's hooked over the paper clip, if you see what I mean. You know, that's much thicker and more robust then. Whereas on this, the bit that's actually hooked over the paper clip is only a single piece of paper. I mean, of course, you've got another option. You could cover the whole piece, you know, with some book page or something. You know, you don't have to restrict yourself like I did to just cover in the back. You could do the whole piece. I mean, I'm just kind of giving you options, really. And like I say, I mean, you know, you must choose the option that works best for you. as per, you know, sometimes as per your scraps, because you may have different size scraps that will obviously work best with different things. But also as per your particular style, because, you know, we've all got different ways of doing things, haven't we? So, you know, do the thing that you like best. Now, the other thing, and to be honest, I probably would have forgotten about this had I not rewatched my video. But the other thing that I kind of think is quite nice is you don't have to do the traditional kind of banner effect. You know, you can just have a couple of torn edges like that. So again, just going to get my paper clip. Okay, and oops, hit that over there like that. Just glue that one down. And of course, again, you know, you can use any glue that you like. So, I mean, I'm just using my wet glue here at the moment. I'm just going to move my camera slightly because I just want to make sure that these are, you know, are actually in frame. Yeah, I'm using my wet glue. But of course, you know, another really good glue to use is going to be your hot glue, because that's going to glue very instantly. So you don't then have to be worrying, you know, have they glued down or have they glued together? They're going to have glued together. So, you know, just again, you know, find the method that suits you best. You know, if you're bulk making, you may want to use, you know, your hot glue, because it's going to really speed things up for you. Oops, struggling to get this on. Okay. And I could pull this back through so the front banner is kind of shorter than the front, like that. Okay, and again, just going to go in here and just trim off any excess that would be seen then at the front, if you see what I mean. So again, just going to go on here, glue that down at the front, and then glue this one down here at the back. Like that. Okay. I mean, they're really cute, aren't they? And to be honest, I haven't really got a preference. I think they're all really, really, really nice. You know, I mean, you could even have, you know, jaggedy edges down the side. You don't have to have straight edges down the side. Just do whatever you fancy doing. I mean, I'm just going to kind of show you so as you can kind of see a variety there. Sorry about that. I had to stop the camera because a phone call. So I missed it anyway. So I needn't have bothered. Right. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of some different looks. I mean, I think they're all really nice. And yeah, I would definitely 100% use all of them. But like I say, you know, a lot of it's going to vary on the type of scraps and things that you've got available, or, you know, what kind of looks that you like. So, I mean, this here, I've got a much thicker piece of paper. So this is I don't know, maybe like 230 GSM or something like that, and obviously it's just an offcut. So again, just going to take this down, and then actually should we make a tiny one with this? So making a tiny one, you know, you might just want to have just a single banner rather than a double banner, because, you know, it may be that that's too much on your paper clip. Oh my goodness, it's way thinner than I thought. Still needs to come down more. Okay. So, oh gosh, come on, I'm going to have to pull my glasses down in a minute because I can't see to thread this on the paper clip. Oh, right. Oh, can you believe that still is not really going on there? I wonder if that's like an extra small clip. No, it's standard size. Oh, they really are smaller than you imagine. Right, so again, I'm just going to then snip this off, just so I haven't got that overhang, you know, showing. And then, you know, I might want to now trim this up, or, you know, tear it off so it's not quite so big or quite so long. And then, like this one, I'm just going to quickly finish here with my hot glue. Like that. Obviously, you can see straight away, you know, that's just glued now. So, I mean, the hot glue, I think, definitely is a, you know, is a winner, because obviously you're going to save yourself a bunch of time. And that, I guess, is what these mass making sessions especially are all about, isn't it? Is, you know, saving a bit of time. So, yeah, do kind of, you know, whatever suits, you know, partially the scraps that you've got, or, you know, the project that you're trying to achieve, or the project that you've got in mind maybe. But obviously, you know, with these mass making, it may be that you haven't really got a project in mind. You're just mass making these so you've got them on hand ready. So again, just going to trim this down, you know, and obviously you could just have kind of a single piece like that. And that looks really nice too, doesn't it? So again, just going to glue that in like that. So yeah, just use whatever you've got, and you know, just, yeah, get making some. So I will be quiet now about talking about the process, because I mean, obviously it's not, you know, it's not very complicated or anything, and we can just relax, have a nice time, have a bit of a catch up, and yeah, achieve some nice pretty paper clips hopefully. So yeah, what have you guys all been up to since last week? I hope you've all been having a lovely week. Oh, it's such a gorgeous day out there today. The sun is shining, and yeah, it looks really, really, really nice out there. I have been out. I went to the gym this morning, but I haven't been out kind of since first thing. And I have to say, oh, I've been awake since like 8 minutes past 4 this morning, because the clocks went back yesterday. And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but obviously, you know, because you get up at a set time every day, then that week when the clocks go back, obviously, you know, I've been awake since that time, because that was really like, you know, 8 minutes past 5. And I start kind of maybe, you know, slightly rousing around that time. So yeah, I've been awake since then. So I ended up going to the gym like really early. I think I got there at, well, I must have got there at 5 o'clock, because I finished, and I was back home again by 6:30. So yeah, it was strange. But anyway, so I haven't been out again since, because last week was half term, and they often tag on an inset day. Now, I don't know what they would be called, you know, in other parts of the world, but over here in the UK, an inset day is, you know, it's like a training day for teachers, or I think there's various different reasons why they have them. But it's basically, it's a day off, you know, for the children. So yeah, my daughter's got an inset day today. And my son, well, he's actually going to do his mock GCSEs today. So GCSEs, they are our exams over here. So again, you know, I don't know, kind of, yeah, I mean, they're like the end of school exams over here. I don't know what they would be called in other places, but anyway, he's doing his mocks this week. So again, they'd kind of put them at the end of half term, I think, in, you know, the thought process being that you would obviously spend half term revising. He did do some revision. Let's hope he's done enough, you know, because I did kind of say to him, you know, the thing is, if by any chance we end up in another lockdown, I mean, let's really, really hope not. But if we do, you know, the teachers are going to be grading your work based off of your mocks. So let's hope he's paid attention to that and listened. But, you know what kids are like. They pretty much do as they please anyway, don't they? So, yeah. Anyway, so that's what he's doing today. So I hope that he's getting on okay. You know, we'll see, obviously. And, I mean, obviously they don't get their grades for, well, I'm not sure how long it will be, but at least a couple of weeks, I would think. So, yeah, we won't know, obviously, how he's really done until his grades are released. But, you know, he'll at least get a feel for how he's done, won't he, when he comes home from school today. So, yeah, I hope he's doing all right. And, I mean, he's got 3 exams today, which is quite a few, isn't it? So, I can't remember the subjects now. I think it was English, history, and one of the sciences, I think. I don't know. I can't remember, to be honest. But, yeah, anyway. So, back with a bang he is from his half term. So, but, yeah, my daughter's got an inset day. So, she is currently downstairs watching TV. She's watching YouTube, you know, on the TV. I did say to her, oh, come up, you know, come up with mummy. No, she didn't want to. she's bored of listening to my voice, obviously. So, yeah, she didn't want to come up. But yeah, she's downstairs watching TV. So I have to say it was only by fluke really that I knew it was insect day. I think she said, "Oh, mummy, I've got an insect day," and I was like, "Have you?" "Oh, I think," she says. So it's always a bit like, oh gosh, let's hope that she's right. So obviously I quickly looked it up last night as we were going to bed, because I didn't want to, you know, be the parent getting the phone call, "Where's your child?" I mean, you know, things like that have happened to me loads of times, to be honest. I mean, normally the opposite, in that, you know, we've ended up going to the school when there's an insect day, and, you know, she's then the only child who turns up. No, I mean, joking aside, when we've done that in the past, you know, not intentionally, but when we have done that in the past, there's normally one or two other people who also have turned up at the school. So we're normally not the only people there. But yeah, obviously it's better if you don't do that in the first place, isn't it? So, you know, especially because obviously, you know, you've all got up and things like that, you know, for school. And, yeah, you needn't have rushed around and all the rest of it if you weren't going, or if you knew you weren't going. So, yeah. But anyway, so we will go out a bit later. So far this morning, been kind of working all morning, really working on my Christmas kit, because I'm just awful at, you know, obviously getting in time for things. And, yeah, I want to kind of really try and, you know, get in on time before Christmas is actually here. So of course I've been using the lovely suggestion that I had in my 35,000 subscriber giveaway video, you know, which was obviously the purpose of the entry, was to, you know, hear what you guys would like in a kit. So I have been doing my best to come up with something. I've worked solidly, I have to say, this whole last few days, working on the obviously Halloween folio, finishing that off. And when I wasn't doing that, I was on my laptop working on the Christmas kit. So the Christmas kit, I would think I will be finished by, well, hopefully by the end of the week. Let's just say by the end of the week. I don't know whether I will, you know, necessarily get it into the shop, because I know I've said this before, but to be honest, it takes quite a long time to actually list things, I find. Because, you know, you have to kind of convert them into a file format, you know, a particular file format. You then have to, you know, sometimes kind of condense them and list them and create thumbnails and all of these different things, which actually really takes a long time, I find. So, yeah, I don't know whether they would definitely go up this week, but I will try my best, because, you know, I know that obviously, you know, Christmas, although feels like it's a long way off, I know that you guys are really very organised and like to be, you know, getting on with things. So yeah, I will kind of do my best, but I can't guarantee that it's going to be this week. But yeah, I will do my best. So keep your eyes peeled for it. I really, really hope that you guys like it, because I have to say, when I saw the brief, I did think, oh no, am I going to manage to do that? Because the lovely suggestion that obviously, you know, you guys all kind of then voted for, basically, by giving the most thumbs up to, the suggestion was a Dickens kind of style Christmas kit. So a Dickensian kind of Christmas. But using kind of more reds and blues and greens and things, rather than the browns and things that, you know, are so often kind of associated with Victorian and Dickens and, you know, all of that. So trying to kind of incorporate the two things and actually still have it look quite Dickens-like, even though it's not full of brown, if you see what I mean. So even though it's kind of more colourful, still then, you know, getting it to look vaguely Dickens-ish. It was actually really tricky, or it's actually, you know, proving really tricky. So, yeah, I really hope that you like it when it's done. I mean, I have to say, I'm really excited by, you know, how it's looking so far. Yeah, I really, really hope that you guys like it as well. So we will see. But yeah, like I say, hopefully it will be out in my shop in the next, you know, few days to a week. But I probably won't get a chance to film it and do a flip, you know, not a flip through, but a, what do you call it? You know, like a craft of me using it, probably for a little while longer. So yeah, unfortunately, because, you know, obviously I would like to come on and use it straight away, but I'm just not sure whether, you know, whether I will get round to doing it very quickly, because, yeah, I've got a few other things that I'm also trying to do. And I'm also trying to brainstorm something for Christmas, obviously, to do in the run-up to Christmas, and, you know, yeah, things like that. So yeah, we'll kind of just have to see. And as usual, I'm also behind with my emails and things, so yes, it's all tricky, but hey, it's all good. So yeah. Okay, so this one I'm going to do as we did the first one, you know, covering the back with some book page, I think. So yeah, like that. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, so I hope that you are all having a good week so far. Obviously your week's only just started, you know, mine as well. You know, it's just the Monday at the moment for me. So yeah, trying to think if I've been watching anything that's worthy of talking about. I don't honestly think I have. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what I've been watching, to be honest, but it feels like utter rubbish. It probably is utter rubbish, to be honest. Yeah, nothing's springing to mind at all. Okay. There we go. Oh, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who bought my labels. Digi that I kind of did a launch for yesterday. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And, you know, I really hope that you're all enjoying using them if you did buy them. You know, they're just really fun to use, to be honest. And there's a huge variety of the colours and, you know, I mean, not so much styles because they are all kind of the same labels, essentially. But styles as in, you know, because some look very grungy, obviously, just in the colours that they've been done in. So yeah, although they're the same labels, they you know, look very different. So yeah, I hope that you're all liking them. And, you know, also thank you to all those lovely people who commented on the video for the Halloween folio. I'll talk about get there by the skin of your teeth. Honestly, I just didn't think I was going to actually get that finished, you know, in time at all for, you know, for Halloween. So that's what I'm, you know, why I'm trying my best to kind of get a move on with the Christmas kit, because, you know, I don't want to have that situation again with that. And I can remember this from last year, actually. You know, there suddenly is a lot to do at this time of year, because we've got autumn, Halloween, and then Christmas, and they're all very, very close together. I mean, they might not sound that close together, but, you know, kind of if you're trying to make a kit for each one of those seasons, they actually are, you know, very close together. So, yeah, it's been kind of like, yeah, just very, very busy. But like I say, I mean, I can remember that from, you know, last year as well. There was a kind of mad rush of like, oh my goodness, you know, it's autumn. Oh my goodness, it's Halloween. Oh my goodness, it's Christmas. Yeah, so it is kind of quite a busy time. I mean, sounds really strange to say, but, you know, it's probably actually the busiest time from the point of view of so many seasons and events kind of running one after another. So yeah, it's been busy, you know, just trying to kind of get things done, you know, for each one of the kind of seasons or events, you know, seasons or holidays, I suppose. Okay, there we go. And actually, because I've been kind of doing those things, I actually didn't really even film a whole bunch of videos. I normally try and kind of really keep up with my filming for the whole week. But yeah, because I was busy with the Christmas kit. And sometimes, to be honest, you've got to kind of strike while the iron's hot, because, you know, sometimes I can sit in front of my laptop and, you know, nothing kind of flows. So if you're kind of in the zone and actually it is flowing, it's kind of better to actually embrace that rather than sometimes stop and think, oh, I'm going to do some filming, because, you know, it might not be, you know, flowing. The creative kind of Photoshop thing might not be flowing next time I come to sit down, if you see what I mean. So, yeah. Okay, right. There we go. So I'm going to finish up, I think, with this, what do you call this, Harlequin pattern paper, because again, that's a whole scrap then that I've kind of used up in one, you know, one project, which is pretty good. So I'll just go in like that. Okay. Oh, my son's really pleased. My middle son, I mean, he's never pleased to go back to school, to be honest. But yes, he is kind of pleased today because he's got a little girlfriend at the moment. I mustn't say things like that, little girlfriend. It's really patronising, isn't it? I didn't mean it like that. He's got a girlfriend anyway at the moment. And, oh, she's so lovely. She came round for dinner a couple of weeks ago. So I'd met her... oh, I think I met her the week before we went on our cruise. Yeah, might have even been the day before, I can't remember. But I met up with them, me and my daughter went and met up with them, and we had a Costa with them. And yeah, anyway, so we met up with her then, and she then came round for dinner. Again, I've lost track of time, but it must have been the week before last. That must have been like the week we got back from our cruise. And yeah, so she's absolutely lovely, but I have to say, he didn't get to see her for the whole of the half term. Her mum, actually, I think does something quite similar to us, you know, us all, in that she does something crafty. I feel like it's candle making. Yeah, I think it's candle making. So, I mean, obviously not what we're doing, but, you know, in the fact that it's a craft of sorts. And, yeah, she does it as her full-time job, which, you know, is so exciting. I just feel so pleased and excited, you know, that somebody else is kind of doing what they love for a job. And, you know, her daughter's kind of like really excited and proud. And, oh, I just feel it's really exciting. And I won't ramble on about this because I might have even rambled on about it last week. But, you know, it just feels so empowering for us women, because obviously, you know, there was a time when obviously us women, we just kind of had to do just really rubbish jobs. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, I was one of those people up until I, you know, quit my job kind of getting on for 2 years ago. You know, I was one of those people who was just doing the job that fitted in around the children and all of that stuff, and, you know, pretty much always kind of had. So it's really exciting anyway that... you know, women are now kind of able to do, you know, jobs that they actually want to do. And, you know, they're actually making a living at doing, you know, a crafty job, which is so exciting, isn't it? So, yeah, I think it's candle making. But she's got like a unit and things. So, you know, she obviously sells a lot of them. And, you know, she's very busy. So her daughter was obviously helping her mum, you know, do like pack orders and things like that. I think it was last week, because she was doing like a pop-up shop and things. So I guess she must have got quite a few orders from that. So of course, you know, my son didn't get to see her for the whole week, and you know, he was kind of really not upset. I mean, that was just, you know, he would be mortified if he thought I'm talking about this and I've said he was upset. He wasn't upset. He was disappointed that obviously he couldn't see her all week. So, yeah, he's excited to go back to school to see her today. Obviously, he was not excited to go back and do his mock exams, but yeah, he was pleased that he was going to go back and see her. So, you know, take the rough with the smooth. At least he's going to get to see her today, even though he's got all his his mock exams. So she's actually in the year above him at school. So she is kind of doing A-levels, which is like the entry requirements to go to university. Again, I don't know what that would be in other parts of the world. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that would be in other parts of the world. But the nice thing is she obviously stayed on at school to do that. So, I mean, she's still at the same school that he goes to. So they get to see each other at school. I mean, obviously they're not like in the same lessons or anything, because like I say, they're in different years. But, you know, they do get to see each other, kind of hang out at break and, I don't know, other times like that, you know, lunchtime and things. And they see each other generally a couple of times after school, you know, a couple of days a week after school, and hang out for a bit then. So, yeah, he will be chuffed to see her again today. I mean, obviously, it's not like when we were young, where if you weren't physically seeing your, you know, your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, you know, that just meant you didn't see them. I mean, it's not like that these days, is it? Because, of course, you know, although he didn't physically see her, he has, you know, messaged her all week long. So, you know, it's not kind of quite the same as, you know, as when we were young, is it? You know. And I know I've talked about all this before, but I mean, I can just still vividly picture, you know, my mum and dad kind of telling me, get off the phone, you know, because obviously I was running up the phone bill and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, obviously kids don't have any of that stuff going on now, do they? So, you know, it's also very different, even though you're not kind of physically with your boyfriend or girlfriend or, you know, just friends. You know, you're still permanently in contact with them, aren't you? So, yeah, it's not been too bad, I think. But yeah, he's obviously going to be pleased to see her today. Right, so I might just do this one with a book page. Yeah, it's such a nice day out there, honestly. Absolutely lovely. Okay. Oops. Just take that down slightly on this side. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I quite like the fact that you can mix and match the papers when you do it, you know, singly like this, because I think it's quite fun to have different sort of papers on there. I mean, I know obviously you've got the front and the back, if you see what I mean, if you're doing them as a long strip, but you know, this is somehow kind of more interactive again, isn't it? So yeah, I think they're quite fun to just do. And to be honest, I mean, I don't think there's much difference in the method, if you see what I mean. I don't think one is particularly easier or more difficult. I think they're both, you know, they're both fun, and they're both, you know, equally as kind of useful and what have you as the other. So there we go. And of course, you know, you could also use fabric for this. You don't have to restrict yourself to paper. I mean, I'm doing paper because, you know, that's what I'd done in the first round of mass makes for this particular project. But yeah, if you wanted to use fabrics, then of course you could use fabrics. Right, okay, so let's have a look and see how many we've done. I feel like we've done quite a few, so I'm just going to move all this stuff to one side. And then we'll just decorate one up, or maybe a couple up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. So, I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? So let's just kind of decorate 1 or 2. So I'm just going to pull in things that I've got just laying about on the desk. So, for instance, here I've got a frame, which is quite nice. Oh, I've got this poppy here. Okay. Oh my goodness, how lovely does that look? I love how that looks. That's just yummy, isn't it? Okay. So I'm just going to then just ink around here. And then this is this lovely Harlequin paper. I was gifted it in a happy mail from the lovely Mary Ann. So hi there, Mary Ann, if you're watching. Love it. I have been hoarding it because I love Harlequin pattern. But yeah, I thought it's high time that I start using it. So I've used it quite a bit recently. I've got another sheet. So, but yeah, I think it's high time that I use these things, because what's the point in hoarding things that we love? You know, all that happens is, you know, of course you don't use them. So I've got my black stays on here, and I'm just going to ink over a little bit of the Harlequin. Like that, okay. Oh, actually, I'm not sure whether I might have preferred that without the stamping, but anyway, it's fine. But how gorgeous does that look? I love how that looks, don't you? So, and again, I'm just going to go in with my hot glue. And I know I say this all the time, but I'm doing it so that I can then not press this down too much. And then it's got a raised, you know, a raised piece on there, if you see what I mean. So, and also it helps to strengthen it, because, I mean, obviously this is not the thickest paper in the world. So by doing this, it's just helping to strengthen it. So there we go. Isn't that just so, so yummy? I absolutely love it. Now I'm just wondering whether I want to have any lace. Oh, do you know, I've just seen another couple of paper clips. So yeah, I'd made more. I can't remember how many I counted up now. Did I say 11? I think I said 11. So actually I must have done 13. Okay. So I'll just get a little bit of lace up there and put some lace on the top. Okay, and again, I'm just going to use the hot glue nice and quick, like that. And I mean, don't they come together so quickly? I mean, decorating them, I mean, that's just taken like literally 2 seconds. 2 seconds to decorate that. Isn't that just so, so, so gorgeous? I mean, personally, I don't think that needs anything else. But yeah, I mean, you could always kind of add some other bits if you wanted. So let's quickly do another one whilst we're here, because you know, it's just, yeah, they're so quick. So again, just ink this up. So this is just some of that inky paper that I made with the jelly plate. So I mean, again, I'm just pulling things literally that I just happen to have on the desk, really. So, you know, try not to overthink it, which, as you know, that is always a problem. And you can have things spilling off as well. You know, you don't have to have everything contained onto the, what do you call it? You know, onto the paper clip. You can have them, you know, hanging off and overhanging, to be honest. That's also perfectly fine. So here, I might just tear down this. And then we might have this kind of hanging off, so it's much more layered even. So just pop that down there. Oops. Do you know, I literally filled my glue up on Saturday, but obviously, you know, I then was working with that, you know, my Halloween folio. Oh, losing my ability to talk again. Yeah, I must have already used an incredible amount of glue. Right, there we go. Now, just wondering whether I could use a bit of the lace. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? I just love how that looks. Now, might have a bit much lace there. Perhaps we'd be better off cutting it down a bit. So, yeah. I mean, I like it big and hanging out there, but maybe it's a bit too much. I'll just cut that down a little bit like that. Okay, so, and then I'm going to just hot glue this, and like we always say, the hot glue will just then go through the lace and, you know, hold the lace in place. The lace in place. So like that. And then actually, do you know what? I'm now thinking this would look absolutely awesome if I glossy accented that. So yeah, let's just quickly get a bit of glossy accent. And just, oh, my glossy accent, it's always clogged. Never seems to want to come out. Okay. Oops. I think I've got some glue on here, and then my glue will all get stuck in the glossy accents when it dries. I mean, again, probably would have been better off to have obviously done the glossy accents before gluing it on, but never mind. So I'm just going to spread it around with my finger. Just a bit like that. Right, so I'm going to have to now move this out the way and not show you this at the end, because of course otherwise I'm going to end up dabbing stuff all into the glossy accents. But yeah, that's going to look really, really nice, isn't it, once it's, you know, once that's dry. So yep, that's that one. Let's do one more, shall we, quickly? Okay, so let's take this one. I could have sworn I heard my daughter talking earlier. So I wonder if she's phoned her dad. I don't know. Or perhaps she's just turned the volume on the telly up. Wouldn't be surprised. So let's just have a look. Just got that portion of clock there, actually. Have it like that. Now again, kind of thinking a bit of black lace would be quite good on there. Not the black with the pink, obviously. Yeah, I can hear her talking again, so she must have phoned her dad. Oh, I'm not quite sure about that one, to be honest. Not sure I like that so much. I have got a bluey colour label, so let's just see. Ah, that's better, isn't it? Just sometimes that slight, you know, just literally changing the label for a different colour, it just makes such a difference, doesn't it? So let's pop that down. Okay, like that. And then just pop the label on. Like that. Okay. And then the lace here, just across the top. So again, just going to hot glue it, just nice and quick. And yeah, just pop that on there. And just trim it off at the edge like that. Just trim it down there. There we go. How gorgeous is that? Love it. Right, so let's just have a recap of what we've done. And I'm so sorry to cut this short, but yeah, I feel like I have to go down now, because just in case she's not on the phone. No, I'm sure she must be on the phone to somebody, but yeah. So, you know, not the phone, because she wouldn't know people's numbers, but you know, the FaceTime thing on my iPad. She's obviously on that. So these are the banners that we've done. These are the couple that we have decorated, which I just love. And then we've obviously got this one drying with the glossy accents, which I can't wait, because this is going to just look absolutely gorgeous, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I hope that you like them, and I hope you have fun making some, and get a whole bunch made. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.